Hello, everyone. It's time for Vanishing Outland Stars, the podcast. I'm your host, Pete Costanis. This is episode 405, season 17. Today's date is February 2nd, 2025, and welcome to the show and happy Groundhog Day. On today's program, I'm going to talk about an unusual restaurant that was in Chicago. It was called Cafe Bohemia, and that served very eclectic food there. So I found a menu, and I'm going to read off of that. I'll talk a little bit about the restaurant as well. Also, I'll talk about my memories of the toy Etch A Sketch. I had that when I was a kid in the 1970s. That should be a lot of fun. But first, the program will go into a commercial break. And this program is brought to you by Chef Boyardee Spaghetti and Meatballs. And this is from 1977. Great year for that. It's one of my favorite meals of all time. So, just sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the show, folks. Thank you.
Can you figure it out? How's my family know when we're having Chef Boyardee spaghetti and meatballs?
Boy, oh, Boyardee.
Boy, oh, Boyardee. Boy, oh, Boyardee. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Chef Boyardee. Great tasting spaghetti and delicious meatballs in a thick, zesty tomato sauce. Only 25 cents a serving. So your whole family will say,
Boy, oh, Boyardee.
Chef Boyardee Spaghetti and Meatballs.
Oh, boy.
Okay, everyone, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Chef Boyardee Spaghetti and Meatballs. Like I said, this is one of my favorite meals of all time. My mom makes it. It's delicious. I love it. I love it. Well, I'm Greek, so this is Italian. I have favorite Greek recipes, but this is one of my favorite Italian dishes. Second is like lasagna or veal parmesan or chicken parmesan. I like that. I had chicken parmesan the other day with my friends. We went out to dinner on Tuesday. It was a lot. I barely ate it all. It was so good, and they had angel hair pasta, which was good. I loved that. Okay. And Chef Boyardee is still around. It's been around for almost 100 years. It was, let's see. So it was founded by a chef. His name was Ettore Boiardi in Cleveland, Ohio, in 1928, and he was a head chef at the Plaza Hotel in New York City. Yeah, the famous hotel like that. And they used his name, his face on. It's all over the cans like that. And they came some other products. It was all kinds of stuff. I haven't bought Chef Boyardee in a long time. I had it when because I don't eat cans out of the food out of the cans like that, especially like that. So. One of my favorites was SpaghettiOs. I like that when I was a kid. That's funny. Okay. At the beginning of the program, I mentioned I'm going to talk about the restaurant called Cafe Bohemia that was located on the corner of Adams and Clinton. And I'll talk about its history. Also read off a menu. They had these wonderful, strange food on the menu, that is. And also, I'll talk about my memories of the toy Etch A Sketch in the 1970s. Before I get started, I'll mention a couple things. Number one, this month's going to be busy for me for going to the doctors. Tuesday, I start my third treatment of chemotherapy. I've got 7 more to go after that. It's a long time. Probably get one more at the end of the month. I think one in March. It's every 3 weeks. So hopefully this will be fine. My hair, it's growing back a little bit, not much. It's getting a little darker. But I got a feeling once the treatments are over, it'll start growing. Who knows what it'll be? Will it be black? Will it be gray? Will it be curly? I don't know. one way to find out. Okay, and also this Friday, I'll go for my other calcium infusion. Probably that. And then on the 12th of February, I'm going to see my urologist after 6 months and see what he says. I hope I don't get another operation because I get tired of that. But he has to double check. Okay. And also, as you know, I mentioned this before, on February 20th, I will be honored at the Chicago Historical Museum. I will be presented an award for Citizen Historian. And it's open to the public. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. Everyone's invited. I don't know how many people will be there. Hopefully people from Chicagoland, my followers, my family will be there, of course. Hopefully my friends. And it's going to be a great event. I still can't believe I'm going to get this. I'm just very floored, very touched. It's a great honor. And, it started with the petition. It worked. So it's 18 days away. I can't wait. But I have to make a speech, and I'm very, very nervous about that. So I'll just, whatever comes to mind, to thank everyone and be appreciative. So we'll see. Okay. We'll see what happens. Okay. I probably will post an event on social media, just to remind people. We'll see about that. Probably this afternoon, to explain. Okay. All right. So right now we're going to talk about Cafe Bohemia. Cafe Bohemia was a very, very unusual restaurant. And it was attracted by the novelty of dishes where they had. And everyone heard about it like in a long time ago. It was located near Union Station. And the owner of the restaurant, I think his name was Jim Janik Jr., so maybe his father owned it. And they lived above the restaurant for many years, so that was convenient for them. So it was open. So here's the story. It was opened in 1936, and it was located at Clinton and Adams Street, not too far from Union Station. And the man's name was Janik. He was his stepfather. His name was Joe Basic, and he was a hunter who served wild game. And in its early years, the restaurant, they shocked people, and they were hanging elk carcasses outside the front door. Boy, that stopped traffic like that. And then over the years, it served more. It became more exotic, and like for example, crisp duckling with wild rice became the most popular item on the menu. And from the beginning, each order of duck included a printed card notifying the customer that their order was serving, whatever it was. Like number 1, number 5, whatever you ordered that was your number. And it reached 1 million around 1970. So Janik, Mr. Janik butchered wild bears, and it was brought by hunters. And he would judge the bear's fat thickness to forecast the winter weather. And they had huge porterhouse steaks and all that. Oh my God. So they had, and they also gave us the first buffalo burger. I've had buffalo meat. I had it when I worked at Kraft a long time ago at American Express. I had a buffalo burger. It was very lean, kind of sort of gamey, but it was tasty. I liked it. And served a bear, hippopotamus, lion, moose, whale, and crispy duck, the one I just said. And the restaurant closed on May 21st, 1986. and he just closed it down, and he just decided to quit. He had enough. And their Cafe Bohemia's motto was Chicago's most unusual menu. It sure was, like the, but they serve seafood as well. So I'm going to read the menu of that, and let's see. So here we go. Let's see what we got here. And, sometimes, the food, the game smelled, people complained about that. Which is, I understand it. Okay. So, let's see what we got here. Now we're going to read off the menu of this place. Let's see. Just a moment. Right now, I'm just going to read the normal. This is the a la carte, and this is the lunch and dinner menu. But this is normal food, not like that. So here we go. So appetizers, they had crab meat cocktail, served with avocado. Also baked fresh crab meat a la Bohemia. Half doze. I don't know what doze is. Blue points on a half shell when it's in season. Oysters a la Rockefeller. It was baked. Baked fresh cherry stone clams a la Bohemia. And jumbo shrimp. Dijon. I think it's spelled Dejonghghe. I'm not sure about that. Also, yeah, shrimp cocktail, smoked sturgeon, herring, chicken livers, fresh fruit cocktail, sardines from Norway, imported anchovies, juices. They had tomato, grapefruit, pineapple. They had red Alaska salmon, and of course, imported Holland herring cream sauce. Soups, they had either clam chowder or chicken rice, served with a bowl or a cup. Sandwiches, they had sliced chicken or turkey, imported boiled ham, Rent's salmon, grilled cheese with bacon, ham and Swiss, American cheese, or like heart salami, corned beef, clubhouse, smoked liver, cold beef or pork. They had prime rib, beef served with potatoes, lettuce, they have prime beef hamburgers with French fries. Thank God. Broiled prime beef tenderloin on toast. And they had of course, the buffalo burger. It was served at dinner time, not lunch. No. All kinds of cheeses: Roquefort, American, Swiss, Port de Salut, Liederkranz. I think that's German. Salads. They had julienne or chicken, ham and cheese. They had that. Salads, like they had shrimp salad, lobster from Maine, lobster salad, Bohemia's limestone bibbed lettuce salad, and mixed greens, sliced beef steak tomato, whatever you want. Choice of dressings: French, Thousand Island garlic, vinaigrette, creamy garlic, or Roquefort. Okay. Vegetables on the side, they had corn on the cob, fresh garden asparagus, mushrooms sauteed and broiled, petite peas and mushrooms, French fries or onion rings, fresh green beans, broccoli, grilled tomato, cream leaf spinach, Cafe Bohemia sauteed wild rice, must have been good. Potatoes, they had shoestring, hash browns, boiled, French fried, or baked. For dessert, they had Bohemia kolaki, French ice cream, pie a la mode, fruit sherbet, fancy stewed fruit, chilled grapefruit, cheesecake delight, homemade layer cake, fresh fruit, hot butterscotch sundae. Ooh, that sounds good. Chocolate sundae, hot fudge, strawberry, all those sundaes. Chilled melon when it's in season, and fancy pastries. Also, their famous special was Stewart's Special Coffee with 18% cream. You can have it with Postum. They still sell the Postum or Sanka. You can have tea, milk, iced tea, and water, if you like. It was closed Sundays And they served from 11:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. They also had rooms you could rent, if you had a party. It seated about 2,200 people. So like that. Now, we're going to talk about the game, what the crazy, wild stuff they had over there. Okay, I'm not going to read the juices because I already did that. So this is what they had. They had the seafood. Let's see. I mentioned one seafood. I mentioned the seafood that I did not mention. They had fried scallops, filet of sole, served with tartar sauce, halibut steak, African lobster tail with drawn butter, large boneless mountain trout, fresh Lake Superior whitefish. They had broiled fresh walleye pike. Never had pike. Florida red snapper. They had turbo a la Bohemia, almondine. They had Dover sole. It was English Dover sole with almondine butter. They had swordfish steak, frog legs, and let's see, Alaskan king crab. They had crab legs too. Now, this is for gourmet and wild game. They had broiled northern moose steak. Also broiled elk steak with wild rice, western buffalo steak with wild rice. Also buffalo burger, I mentioned that. They had venison steak. Everything, they were either steak or chops, whatever you like. They all served with wild rice. Also western mountain sheep, western antelope steak, roast native beaver. Oh my God, eating a beaver. Oh, no. Braised steak strips, Bengal tiger. Oh my God. African lion, grand marinade sauce. Yeah, they had the lion. A sauteed native jaguar. Oh boy. A roast mallard duck under glass, pheasant under glass. That's not so bad. Whole game Cornish hens, and chopped African lion steak. Yeah, they had that. For under fowl, they had roast duck. That was their specialty. Pan-fried or broiled spring chicken. Long Island duckling with sauerkraut. Roast tom turkey with dressing. Now that's normal. Roast prime rib, beef au jus, beef eater's cut. They had smoked Thuringer sausage with sauerkraut. Barbecue ribs. Roast loin of pork with sauerkraut or applesauce, if you like. Sauteed on broiled fancy calf liver with onions or bacon. And also they had old-fashioned beef stew a la Bohemia. Yeah. Also fancy beef tongue with garden spinach. I never had tongue. I don't think I want to. Also they had steaks, ham steak. It was like real thick. Pepper steak. Breaded pork tenderloin. Veal cutlet. 100% round steak, pork chops. If you want them extra thick, broiled spring lamb chops, if you like that. Sirloin butt steak, U.S. prime, of course. Cafe Bohemia's U.S. prime New York sirloin steak. Also, they had filet mignon, served with African lobster tail. Yeah, they had that. Also, T-bone steak, prime tenderloin or beef, Chateaubriand, that's French. Double sirloin steak for $2. They had porterhouse steak. Also, they had choice of Bohemian dumplings, baked, boiled, or hash brown. And, the side orders, fresh corn on the cob, vegetable of the day, salad bowl. You had salad and like that. And that's it. So that's what it was. Sounds delicious. It's a shame I never went there, because when I was a kid, I used to hear about this place, but I never dined there. And a lot of people have during all those years. So I don't think there was a restaurant like that. I think it was just the only one that served game, So that is something. Oh, boy. But it was fun reading the menu and see what other exotic meats they had on their menu, that is. Okay. Right now, I'm going to talk about my memories of the toy Etch A Sketch from the 1970s. But first, I'm going to play a commercial. This is a commercial from 1973. It is Etch A Sketch, and a lot of people remember this growing up, and it's a catchy tune. So sit back and relax, and I'll be right back with the rest of the show. Okay? Thank you.
Magical silvery screen, hi oh art, Etch A Sketch, turn the dials and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, your fun time starts with Etch A Sketch. A line appears magically, shaking upside down, it's all you'll see. Oh art, Etch A Sketch, a magical drawing toy, that's Ohio art. Etch A Sketch, almost everyone can enjoy. Yeah, Ohio art, Etch A Sketch in red or blue, or hide into the bound to be a color for you. Ohio art, Etch A Sketch. Draw anything your mind can see, anywhere you have to be. Ohio art, Etch A Sketch.
Okay, excuse me. Okay, everyone, I am back. Got a frog in my throat. Ribbit. So I hope you enjoyed the commercial for Etch A Sketch that came out. That one was from 1973. I used to watch this commercial and that theme song. It's embedded in my brain for many years, and it's a catchy tune. And that product is still made today. But it was a fun toy that I had. I'm trying to remember. I think my mother bought it for me when I was living in Roseland, either Gately's People's Store or just a toy store right across the street. I don't really remember. And I asked her, "Can I have this?" Because I saw it on TV, like most kids. Oh, I got to get that. I got to ask my mom to buy this, and she did. And we had a lot of fun. And my brothers played that, but I was not very good at it. I can only, you had to learn to twist the knobs to make fancy pictures on that. And I couldn't do it. I have no talent. When it comes down, excuse me. I took art class in school, grade school, high school. I was bad. When I was a kid, I used to love to color. Coloring books, those were fun. Used to do pretty good on that. Maybe I'll talk about that someday, about my memories of drawing and coloring books. Anyway, the Etch A Sketch, I'll give you a history of that. It was invented by a man. His name was Andre Casagnis. I think that's how you say it. He was from France. And, of course, it was made by the Ohio Art Company. They're located in Bryan, Ohio. They make a lot of toys. I don't know what other toys they made. And so now it's made by a company called Spin Master. And I'll explain what the Etch A Sketch is. It's like a thick, flat gray screen, a red plastic frame, and you have the two white knobs, and they were in the lower corners of the thing. And then you move it around to make pictures like that. So this was introduced on July 12th, 1960. And it cost like $2.99. I don't know how much it would cost now. And so, I've seen a lot of kids play that. And then once you're done with the picture, you shake it. And then you start all over again. Yeah. And it says here, you could do it, you move it vertically and horizontally, but if you turn both knobs simultaneously, you make diagonal lines. And like I said, when you want to erase a picture, and start over again, you turn it upside down and you shake it. And then it smooths out. So that's what's great about that. So I used to, so that was invented. And Andre Casangis was an electrician. And he called it La Crème Magique or something like that. My French is bad. It's called the Magic Screen. And, at first the Ohio Art Company wasn't interested at the time. But then they went then they, they changed their minds. And then they decided to take a chance on the product. And then they named it Etch A Sketch. And it was so popular during the Christmas season of 1960. And then they started advertising it, and it just sold like hotcakes. And it was glass. It was made of glass first. But, it could have been, but, if you broke it, it'll be smashed in little pieces. Children might get hurt. So they changed it and they made it into plastic. I don't know if maybe it was heavy. It could be that. I don't know. So they decided, like in 1969, 1970, they replaced the glass plate with plastic, like that. And it sold for many years like that. Now it's manufactured in China. It's been like that for almost 20 years. So also it was featured in Toy Story from 1995. Even if you remember, it was there. I haven't seen the movie in ages. And it was also in the sequel from 1999, So, they also, in 1993, they launched a color Etch A Sketch, so it's like colors like that. So that's kind of cool, like that. So, so I have great memories of that. I've had the toy when I was little, maybe for a few years, and I got tired of it, like most kids do. And so that's how it is, but it's a classic toy. I don't know if kids today play with this. They should, they learn some sort of craft on it. I don't know. If I had a son or a daughter, I would buy this. They'll probably, scoff at me and say, "No, this is boring." You learn. You got to push them a little bit. So it's a great toy, and I did have great memories of it. I remember I found my brothers, who would play with it like that, and then we all got tired of it. I used to have a keychain of the Etch A Sketch. I think I did a long time ago, but I don't know what happened to it. So if I could find one, maybe I'll use it again for old time's sake. Okay. All right, so that's it, folks, for this show. I'll do a recap of what I talked about. I talked about the restaurant Cafe Bohemia, and I read off a menu of these wonderful exotic items they had. Also, my memories of the toy Etch A Sketch from the 1970s. Okay, this podcast will be published later on today, wherever podcasts are available: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, also Overcast, Breaker. You can find, if you have those apps on your phone or your tablet, just tap on it and tap follow. You get the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes if you like. Also be shared on my blog, vanchicagoland.blog. Just click on the link. It'll take you right there. You can listen. Also, be shared on my YouTube channel, Van Chicagoland Stories the Podcast. People ask me, where do I find your podcast? Where do I find your podcast? Go to YouTube or type in my name, and you'll see Van Chicagoland Stories, and tap subscribe. You'll receive a notification of the latest episode. You can listen to previous episodes if you'd like. Also, it'll be shared on my social media accounts: Facebook, X, LinkedIn, Reddit, also Blue Sky, Threads, What else? Instagram and TikTok. If you still have TikTok, I have it on my iPad, but not on my phone. So we're waiting for that to come. I don't know when it'll come. I have no idea. So if you do have TikTok, great. You can click on the link and it'll take you right there. So that was fun. As for the next podcast on Tuesday, I won't do one because I'm going for my third chemotherapy. So I'll probably have another episode next weekend. We'll see. This will be Super Bowl weekend. Okay. So this is Pico Stanish, your host for Vanishing Chicagoland Stories, the podcast. Thank you for joining me. It's Sunday. It looks kind of not sunny. It's a little chilly. Very quiet. It's Groundhog Day, so he saw the shadow. So we got 6 more weeks of winter. I don't go by that. I just look at Phil, and he's cute. Of course, in Chicago, we have Woodstock Willie, and he did not see his shadow. So do we go by Willie or we go by Phil? We'll see. Okay. So here's bye-bye for me, and here's a little traveling music from our favorite person in the whole wide world, Ray Rayner, saying bye, bye, bye. Take care, everyone, and so long.
We have to go. Bye, bye, bye.